right, y'all. So I had to make this into a part 2 because clearly my phone was trying to do the little GPS thing and it was interrupting me. So anyway, so going back to what I was saying, sometimes we're at a place where we're used to our norm, right? And our norm doesn't produce what we say we want. This is why we come about and we choose to make changes for ourselves. So when we get to a certain point or a certain place where we're just like, I want to get to the next level, um, we're met with friction that causes us not to feel as good. It's kind of like when I don't know why this came to my head, but it's kind of like when you're chafing. You're chafing them thighs, them thick thighs that save lives. They rub together, honey, and it don't feel so good, and that's when you get them sores and all other stuff because your body is being moved a way that it wasn't moving before, or your thighs sticking together when they shouldn't be. That's why people have powder, cornstarch, or they wear them little thigh shins or whatever else, the little long pants. Guys, you might not know what I'm talking about if it's a guy watching, but sorry, maybe you do because you talk to thick girls, but or maybe your thighs thick and rub together and it'd be a little dry down there, but or moist. I don't know, y'all. Anyway, I digress. But like I was saying before, I've built this community, and I talk about this in my program. You have to build community. You have to build yourself. Put yourself around people who are, where you want to be, or people who are striving for the same things that you're striving for, because we encourage each other. When you're low, I may be high. When I'm high, you may be low. And if we're both low, then we both need to push each other to find someone that we can speak to or deal with, which is why people get coaches and stuff like that, to find someone who can pull us up to the next level and who's also continuously striving to get to their next level. And so in my group, with these wonderful, beautiful ladies that I have called into my alignment, we have created a group called Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. And within that group, we meet during the day at 7 a.m. on Clubhouse. We're going to be extending that out to, we have a Facebook group, we have an Instagram group. You guys look us up. But these ladies encouraged me when I thought, like, yes, this is what I want to do, and I know I want to do it. But there were moments where life was happening. Life was lifing, okay? And we all have those moments where it's just like, right now it seems like it's just a lot going on. It's too much going on. Maybe I need to take a step back. Or you feel like, especially when you work in groups with people, you feel like you're not giving enough, but you have so many things that's going on. For myself, I'm a teacher during the daytime, and then I don't like that word, so I'm not going to use it. I am a department chair. So, I guess I help coach other teachers and get them where they need to be. And I assist them in, lesson planning, and I assist them in classroom management and how to teach and implementation. So I'm doing all these things, and then I'm taking 2 additional classes on top of it. And then, of course, I'm writing, or in the process of writing, 2 or 3 books. And then I have that's separate from the book series that I want to produce and that I'm putting out, where I'm looking for people to bring exposure to the youth and to be interviewed. And then, of course, conducting the interviews, of course. And then again, like I said, trying to speak more about the classes that I do for women who are just like me, who are similar to me, who were at a place where they deal with their own lack of confidence and clarity in their life. And even when we have clarity, sometimes the follow through, again, that's the whole reason why I talk about commitment and talk about community. Sometimes the follow through, you're sitting there, you're like, I want to do this, but I got so many things on my plate. Can I make it all happen? And the answer is yes. Like, and I was talking about this a little bit earlier today, your body is set up for success. And the thing about it is that we have to get to a place where we put our body in homeostasis, and we understand that we need to build in relaxation, and we need to build in rest so that our body can do exactly what it needs to do. And that's mentally, that's physically, that's spiritually, that's emotionally. Like, we have to take time for ourselves. And everything that I teach and I talk about, and all the books and workbooks that I have created, that's in my program that I'm putting on Amazon and everything else, all these things are things that I've been doing for my whole life, things that have helped me to get myself this far. And I remember my assistant principal. It's so funny because I started about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, I started this journey where I was like, I can no longer stay in this place of being mediocre. Because for 4 years, I chose to just be mediocre. I wanted to do the bare minimum. I just wanted to live life regular. And I know some people may feel like, oh, well, that's rude or whatever. You can feel how you want to feel. That ain't my business. But that's what I wanted. That's what I felt. That's what I strive for. Because I don't think I've ever really been an overachiever. I think that I've achieved enough when I wanted to, and then other times I just step back because the people that I had surrounding me were always saying, you're doing too much, and I was like, what I'm doing right now, I have so much more to give, but how can I give these things? How can I be a better version of myself when everyone else around me is telling me to stop? And so that has been my struggle for so many years. And so now I've gotten to a place where I'm like, I can't worry about what everybody else saying, what everybody else do. I just got to do me and be me and and do it to the best of my abilities. And when I start to feel those old habits forming and coming back, I lean on, these other individuals to help me. Again, I can't say it enough. This is why you have coaches. This is why you build community. This is why you have to be aware of your surroundings and the friends and the company that you keep, because these are the influences that help to either help you maintain, help to push you, or allow you to fail. And all of it is based on you, but your surroundings is a reflection of you. That sounded delicious. That sounded like a word. I think I could preach that thing there. Look, talk about that. Talk about that thing right there. But needless to say, y'all, this morning we had our podcast. We were talking, and if you guys have never been on Clubhouse, so the way Clubhouse is set up, and you can get on it, you don't have to. I'm sure we'll be bringing it to YouTube soon. Like I said, you'll catch little snippets on Instagram, TikTok, all these different things. Like, we're gonna make it happen. But we were talking, and I was talking about this aspect of healing and how healing is an ongoing process. I've been saying that forever. Look, forever. Healing is an ongoing process, and how I said 3 steps to healing, but then I changed it and was like, it's really 4. But look, I should not tell y'all. I should make y'all go listen to it. I might put it in the description so you can go check it out. But I was just saying that step 1, I'm going to tell you, but still go listen, because it doesn't do you any justice if you don't hear the whole message. But step 1 is all about acceptance. You have to accept that you've gone through the things that you've gone through. You have to accept that it has happened, right? Because as long as you deny it, you can't heal from it. So number 1, the step is to accept it. Number 2 is to forgive yourself. You can forgive other people all day, and usually it's easier to forgive other people, and that is a part of it too. Forgiveness is the second step, but sometimes we forgive so many other people that we forget to forgive ourselves, and that is the true issue. Is the self-forgiveness. And it's so crazy how so many people forgive everyone else around them and still turn around and beat themselves up, or they don't take accountability that they played a role in whatever situation they was going through, in order for them to really prosper and sit there and say, okay, well, it's my fault that I dated this person because I saw the red flags and I ignored them. Or you be like me during my toxic season. You see the red flags and you collect them. You see them. I seen them. I knew what was what, but I still wanted to take this little journey and see what could evolve from it. And and even giving y'all my little situation, right? Even when I went through my situation and I was talking to friends about it, friends were like, oh, well, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, bro, it really ain't got nothing to do with him. It ain't got nothing to do with this other person. It ain't got nothing to do with this girl. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody. But you know what it do got to do with? It's me, because the people that I'm calling into my space, the people that I'm magnifying to me are reflections of myself. And I chose to go through this situation, whether good, bad, or indifferent, to learn something about myself. And so I'm sticking it through because there's some things that I need to uncover that I have not fully dealt with, or that I'm aware of, or maybe I'm not aware of it. But the circumstances, good, bad, or indifferent, I'm not worried about the other person. It's all about how I handle it and what I do from this point further. And so, again, going back to the three things, 3.5. Number one, accepting it, forgive. And then the third one, what was the third one, y'all? My book over there somewhere. I think the third one was to take action, to take a step, to make a change. I believe that was number 3. It might have been another word, but that was still it, right? To make a change, to take action. Because after you turn around and you accept that the thing happened, after you forgive everyone, yourself included, about it happening, now what are you going to do to take the next step so that you understand what you would do if this arises again, or so that you understand that you're in control, and when you see these things happening, or you uncover that this has happened because of whatever reason, there's a number of things that you could look at, and multiple steps could be taken. But as long as you take a step, that is truly what's important. So what step are you going to take? Are you going to, and I compared it to digging up plants, right? I compared it to digging plants and starting a garden and finding weeds. We can sit up there, and this is what happens when that happens. You first have an indicator that something is wrong or something has happened, and that's just like a weed popping through. And you'll pull the weed out and you keep on going, right? You water your plants, nurture it. Then you turn around and you see that the weed come back. And you're like, what is weed coming from? So you pluck it out again. And then at some point, maybe you just threw the weed down on the ground and it just re-rooted itself. Now you got 2 weeds. Or maybe you cleaned it up and you thought that it was gone. That's just like how we get triggers and deal with emotions. You think that, okay, I've healed myself. Now it's time for me to move on. And the weed come up again. That issue comes up again. And it's just to let you know that there's further healing that needs to take place. That everything is not done. But sometimes some people go into their garden and they dig up and unroot everything because they are trying to find the root of the weed, not just the weed. So, there's, and of course you got people who just put fertilizer down, or not fertilizer, but weed killer down and whatever else. But it's all about the process in that, because you can put weed killer down and it may stay hidden or be dead, docile for, a couple months, and then it roots itself back up. But those people who go through and dig into that dirt, dig into all the darkness, all the issues that they've gone through, their disappointments, their tragedies, their, all these different things, and they actually do the work that others aren't willing to do. That's what I do. That's what I teach. But you do that work that others aren't willing to do, then you have a different healing that comes about. And the healing, when you see people trying to trigger you, right? Doing things that once upon a time used to get on your nerves. You used to hate it. It used to be like, oh, y'all trying to put me out of character. You don't have those things anymore. You just see it and you laugh, and people start to look at you crazy because they like, oh, I can't dig at her the way that I used to. I can't get at her how I used to. This don't make her mad how it used to. No, because that don't bother me. Now I see your pain. Instead of me being hurt, now I'm able to see your pain. I'm able to see your hurt. Now your colors are seen and they're vivid, and I feel sad for you. Ultimately, I feel sad for you because at the end of the day, the healing that I've gone through, the pain that I've gone through, that I sat in, that I cried over, that I meditated through, that I walked through and, worked out and, did my mirror work or lit my candles and whatever it is, whatever tools that I use to get over those situations. Now I don't get upset at the same stuff, or I don't get upset as quickly, or, I be upset for 2 seconds versus 10 days. Or I'd be hurt for 1 minute and I just say, oh, well, people are people. It was bound to happen. Even the disciples denied Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get to a point where you're just like, hey, life is life. And you see things different. You feel differently. Um, y'all, let me digress again. Because y'all know I get a little caught up and get a little excited. But like what I said, step 3 is to take a step. So step 1, of course, take accountability. Go ahead and accept that it has happened for you. Step 2, forgive yourself, forgive all the other people. Step 3, take a step, make some changes, set up some goals or whatever it is that you're going to decide to do. And step 4 is repeat, because like I told you, you keep going to different levels, higher levels, new levels, and you're gonna run into some of the similar things, because these things are gonna keep coming up for you. And it may not come up the same way, it may be something totally different, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what you have to understand is that you now have tools to employ when these things arise, when it occurs, and you can move quicker. You don't have to be sad and hurt for days on end. You don't have to feel like people aren't listening to you. You don't have to feel mistreated, because you're going to start surrounding yourself with individuals who you share some benefits with, right? Who are reciprocating the energy that you're putting out, who are actually lovers of you, and they hold space for you differently. And y'all, it's a whole different ball game when you're able to tap into those things, when you're able to truly just be appreciated for who you are and what you bring to those that you are with and around. It's like none other. I honestly can say that it's like none other. And if you're like me, like I was telling them before, I was a person who always shut down, because that is what I was exposed to, right? I was exposed to people who didn't appreciate what I had to say, what I had to offer, whatever it may be. People who told me, oh, you're the smartest person I know. They sit up there and they say all the things. They do all the things. But then will turn around and hate me for the same reasons that they were allegedly celebrating me for. And I think that all by itself is interesting. It's crazy to me. But again, I was around and exposed to people who disliked me for the same things that they once celebrated me for. And it happens so often to the point that I decided to mute myself. I decided, let me just be quiet. Let me not say anything unless somebody absolutely positively begs me for my commentary. And I could help you, and I would choose not to, because so often, even the people who ask for the help, right? They ask for the assistance. They ask, what should I do? How do you think this should do? Can you help me do this? They would use it. They would use it. They would use me. I hate to say that because it sounds harsh, but it's true. They would use me, and because I allowed myself to be used, right? They would use me, and then they would turn around and say, "Well, you always think you know everything. You always got to be right. You always got to da da da." And it's like, you asked me for assistance. I helped you, and we was on the winning team. Who was mad at winning? But people get mad at winning, y'all. But now I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm working through it. I'm not the best at it. I'm going to tell y'all that right now because that's my honesty. Because I believe in vulnerability. I believe in honesty. I still sometimes find myself being quiet, and I'm trying to push past that, right? I'm trying um to speak up for myself more than what I have in the past. And so and so this is why I'm on this new journey of not leading from the back but leading from the front. This is why I actually started my YouTube page, because I know what I'm talking about. And I know what I've done. I know, I know what I need to know. And what I don't know, I'm blessed beyond measures to find the wisdom and to gain the knowledge and um to be able to excel, because that's something that I've always wanted. I remember being 8 years old, listening to a preacher talking about um, King David and talking about, wisdom and things like that. And I always said that I want to choose wisdom over anything. And, you know, again, always choosing wisdom and happiness has been the top two things in my life. And so now I'm at a point where I'm ready to share um, just that, wisdom and happiness. And I'm ready for people to understand, those who are ready to hear it, because it's not for everybody, for people to understand that you at the end of the day have all control over your life, all power over your life. No one else outside of you does that. And only the God within you can truly help you get to whatever level it is that you desire to be at. But it's not until you fully put the faith and responsibility on you will you see the results that you are looking for. But y'all, I'm about to get out because I'm about to pump me some gas so I can make it to my house. And and I will talk to y'all later. But as always, y'all, I love y'all. I talk to y'all. Bye.